Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with the Asics Gel-Kayano 32, one of the most legendary nameplates on the market, 32nd iteration. I haven't tested it yet until today. A lot of people have been requesting it, and I've maybe been sleeping on it. So I'll let you know my thoughts on this cushioned daily trainer today. Now, if you're looking for a cushioned daily trainer or you're into shoes in general, you are in the right place, and an even better place would be the Supwell app. The Supwell app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there. We got hobby joggers who will buy a shoe like the Mag Max or the Super Blast or the Mega Blast or the Evo SL. It doesn't work for them, so they list it on the app well below MSRP. So if you're looking to save money on shoes, or you're looking for a community of sickos who are getting after it daily, who do things like stand in the street talking to their mailbox while it's raining on them, get in with us on the Supwell app and enjoy today's video. Monday is my favorite day of the week. Monday is the start of the mileage odyssey. Monday. Monday. Oh, gosh. All those cigarettes I smoked over the weekend, I guess, are... Yeah, after that tough long run yesterday, I just got a pack of Marlboro Reds and faced the whole thing. So that's why my throat might be a little raspy today. Yeah, tough long run yesterday. I went 20 miles at a 6:27 pace, and I was looking at it after, and I was thinking, I think I might have been too down on the run, because it's actually... It should be some sort of a fitness boosting run, zone 3 run. It wasn't where I wanted to be, especially 3 weeks out from a race, but not too bad given everything and recovering. So mileage train is going to continue to roll this week, but I also think I might just stop talking about training and running in general and shift this to be more of maybe an NFL channel or something, because yeah, sometimes talking about running is not fun. So maybe let's do an NFL recap to kick off this video today. Week 4 recap. So first thing, I watched my Patriots at 1 p.m. This is the most excited I have ever been about the Patriots in the past probably 4 years. They look great, man. Drake May to Hunter Henry, beautiful relationship, just seeing it unfold within our eyes. It's like watching puppy love turn into long-lasting, steadfast adult relationship status. That pass they had on the side, right against the left sideline where Drake May is rolling out, and then it's almost this little shovel pass or touch pass he did to Hunter Henry, who just threaded the needle down the sideline for a touchdown. Beautiful. Stephon Diggs stepping into that veteran wide receiver role. Beautiful. The defense just crushing the Carolina Panthers. Beautiful. So lots to be happy about with the Patriots, man. I've been pretty down on them recently because they haven't shown me anything. They've been like one of these running shoe brands that just keeps dropping disappointing releases. But yesterday was the most excited I've been. Granted, they're playing the Carolina Panthers, which are one of the top 10 worst franchises. And then the 4 p.m. games, I didn't watch much of them. I tried, but this is the thing. If you have kids, it's just tough to watch the 4 p.m. games because that's prime time for dinner. That's prime time for just the rowdiness hour of people doing a bunch of shenanigans. I did catch the end of all of them actually on Red Zone, and I caught the Chiefs game some. But Lamar Jackson going down, that is not good. Hopefully we get him back. But then the primetime game, dude, that was a shootout back and forth. I was falling asleep at the end. I actually had to shut it off right as the game went into overtime when that field goal went through. So it was tied 40-40. And I was just falling asleep all throughout the fourth quarter. So I said, you know what? I don't need to stay up for overtime. It was 11:45 at that point. I think I was snoozing for the past hour or so. So I wake up this morning. It ended in a gosh dang tie. Packers and Cowboys. That's crazy. So the Patriots are rolling. We have our first tie of the year. The Chiefs are back. I think that means it's truly fall. And guess what? Today is about 70 degrees American, I think, as the high. Right now it's about 66, so things are looking up. We're swinging back in the right direction. Anyway, because yesterday, so I guess this is still a running channel. I'm about to talk about running stuff. Because yesterday I did this tough long run, and it's just reaching the time where I need to start bringing the mileage down. I plotted out my weekly mileage this week. I'm about to hit 80 versus 100, and 100 plus this summer. Also, man, I got some sickness. I think it was COVID that I'm recovering from, or was recovering from. Feel better now, but because of all those factors, taking a lower week, and I said, let me run in something super slow. Now, I've been going for the Vomero Premium a lot. Historically, I've used shoes for recovery like the Puma Mag Max. This is the Max Cushion Gang Don. We have something like the Nimbus here. This has been one of my favorite Max Cushion recovery shoes of the year. We also have the Neo Vista 2 with a plate. And then let's see, last year we had the Glizzy, which was a great Max Cushion shoe, but I've had this sitting in a box for a while. I thought this would be a good day to break it out. Why not? Let's open it up. It is I don't have my knife out here. Just going to go bare hands. Hold on. It's double sealed. Look at this. That's double sealed in black. Yeah, this is the Asics Gel-Kayano legendary shoe. This is Asics Max Cushion stability shoe, so it's essentially the more stable version of the Nimbus. Now, with the way that the market has moved in the past few years, we've seen this category of stable, neutral shoes emerge and develop. And what that means, stable, neutral. A neutral shoe is a shoe that is designed for somebody who doesn't have any sort of pronation or overpronation needs. So there are not elements in it specifically geared toward keeping the ankle moving in a straight line. Something like the Vomero Plus, this is a neutral shoe. It is not designed to be a stability shoe. However, in many of the neutral shoes now, especially the Max Cushion shoes, we are seeing stability elements being added, namely the wrapping of the foam up the sidewalls here. So you can see both on the lateral side or outside, medial side, in the middle, you have the foam coming up high, very high on the back here. And Vomero Plus, this isn't even one of the most stable Max Cushion shoes, but you can see they're using very similar design philosophies here. So you have the foam wrapping up the sidewalls. You also have a wider base in the back, and the goal of these things is to create a more stable platform. Now, if we take a look at one of the shoes that does this the best, Asics Super Blast 2, you can see foam going up the sidewalls here, a lot on the medial side as well, and especially as you get closer to the midfoot, you have that foam wrapping, and it almost acts like a traditional post would be in here, and then you have the wider base. Now, a lot of these shoes as well, I actually didn't bring any of them out here, but some of these shoes, either firm or foams like this, that will be more stable, or having a plastic plate in there, that will stabilize it as well. So runners who in the past have run in a shoe like the Kayano or maybe even the Brooks Glycerin GTS, now are running in shoes like the Super Blast or the Mag Max. This is a great example of a shoe that does it. This might be the most stable neutral shoe out there. This and the Super Blast are tied. The Mag Max has less of a choppy heel, so just has a more stable feel for me. But again, look how wide this base is, man. It's like palming a basketball back here. And then the foam, this is another great example. It just goes up so high on the medial side, on the inside, this middle side here, and cradles the inside of that foot. So runners who in the past might have used a traditional stability shoe, a lot of them, at least in the shoe sicko community, are going for more of these stable neutral shoes. But I still did want to check out the Kayano. It's more of a traditional shoe. It's almost like the Brooks Ghost versus the Asics Nova Blast, right? The Brooks Ghost is the more traditional shoe. The Asics Nova Blast is the newer daily trainer with the more exciting foam. So with that, let's take a look at the Kayano and get into what it's all about. This is a legend in the game, so I had to give it a shot here. Bada boom, bada bang. Woo, that is very bright. Bada bop. Kayano 32. I actually completely forgot what this looked like, what even colorway I bought. Who you calling Unk? Gosh, this is so bright. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I got this colorway. This is extremely bright. Now, because this is a stability shoe, you are going to have some elements on it that are different than the shoes that I typically run in. So the foam, again, wraps up around the back here, wrapped up around the medial side, and it is a much firmer compound. So pressing this in, this foam that's wrapping up, it is a lot firmer than something that's going to be in what the neutral version of this shoe would be, the Nimbus. So you can look at these as counterparts, right? The Nimbus is more of the normal version or the neutral version. The Kayano is the stability version. So I can even feel when this is moving down in the back here, when I'm pressing this heel, it has just such a firmer heel feel in the back. You have this, what they're calling 4D guidance system. And the foam in general is just, a lot more structured. So that's probably going to add to the weight of the shoe. It also has a more traditional geometry here. So not as much of a rocker. It's a very flat profile. And then the rubber is more robust. Now, my theory on this is because people who buy these types of shoes are just looking for something to do it all and something that's going to be durable. They're not looking for the absolute utmost in weight savings. If you want a lightweight trainer, you're likely not going for a max cushion support shoe. Now, another thing I'm noticing, because of that traditional geometry, it's looking like we get slightly less foam in the forefoot than the Nimbus. So Nimbus is the Super Max Stack one. This is the comfort one. This is the neutral one. This is the supportive one. And you get this firmer feel in the front. Same foam in name, FF Blast Plus, but it's feeling like it's tuned to be slightly firmer. Now, upper, comfortable. You get the good padding in the back. It actually looks very similar to the Nimbus upper here with the amount of padding we're getting with the tongue. Let's see, a tongue is slightly different here. See, laces, very similar. So, overall, some elements that are similar to the Nimbus with the upper, but it's all going to come down to this midsole here. It just has a firmer feel to it, more traditional profile. I'm interested to see how that does on the run. Probably not going to be a shoe that I reach for a ton, but I have heard a lot of surprising good things about this, that it's just a solid shoe, that it's a stable cruiser, and that it is surprisingly comfortable. And I also did like the Asics GT2000, which is the lower stack version of this. So with that, let us get some specs, and then we can lace it up and see how it does. Weighing in the Kayano here, so denser foam, more elements of stability and support in the back, plus more rubber, means that it's likely going to be a heavier weight than a neutral shoe. Let's get the baseline here, which would be the Nimbus. Now, the Nimbus is just fluffier, puffier, floatier, boatier. This is 315 grams. Compare that to the Kayano, 327 grams. That's not actually too bad. Now, I'll have to throw this in the stack rater and see what the stack to weight ratio is, but that's not one of the heaviest max cushion shoes out there. That puts it in line with shoes like the Hoka Bandai, and you can see the Bandai here is around 319 grams. I actually think the other side might be slightly heavier than that. Let's see. Brooks Glizzy, the Glycerin Max, again, right around that weight, 324 grams. The difference, though, if you look at a shoe like the Bandai, the Glycerin, and the Nimbus, they all have more foam. They're going for these lighter weight, slightly softer, airier compounds versus the Kayano. This is a denser and firmer compound. Even just eyeballing it here, I mean, we can take a look in the front. Let's use these calipers. So this is about 30 millimeters right in the forefoot versus a shoe like the Glycerin Max that's over 40 in the forefoot. Now, we're measuring from the outside. Your foot's going to be sitting down in that, but just to illustrate the point of you're getting 10%, 15%, maybe even 30% more foam in a shoe like the Glizzy versus the Kayano, and it just manages to be the same weight or even lighter because it's an airier foam. So that's the benefit of this shoe. It's all about trade-offs. You get more density here, but you also get more support and structure. That's what makes the Super Blast 2 so unique. This is 263 grams, so 60 or 70 grams lighter than the Gel-Kayano with a lot of stability and support. That's what's made this thing so legendary and iconic, and it's eaten the lunch of shoes like the Kayano. Now, they're in the same brand, but a lot of people who typically would have bought the Kayano in the past are now going for shoes like the Super Blast. Let's get a stack check. All right, stack check here on the left side. My guess is this is going to come in right around 40, maybe 40 or 41. That's not correct. That's not correct. Hold on. I think I got to replace the batteries in these tools. Also, I'm going to blame it on my kids because they'll come out here and you know what they'll do? Just press the buttons on them. Yeah, look at this. It's having a party. Looks like a stock ticker. It's just flashing random numbers. I zero it out, and then it's just jumping around. What if I hold 0? Hold on. All right, we got it. 39 millimeters on the left. Slightly lower than what I thought. Let's get a check on the right side if this decides to cooperate. If it's protesting, then we won't have to. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. It said 34. That's not right. $38.6, so slightly below 40. I'm not going to throw all these other shoes down because Stackerator's not quite behaving. I've been having this issue for a while. I should get that replaced. But I can just tell you from what I know, Nimbus is about 42. Bandai is about 42. So again, what you're getting in the Kayano is slightly heavier shoes, slightly lower to the ground, slightly less foam, but more support, more density, and more firmness. So let's just see how it does on the ride. I have been pleasantly surprised by a lot of these stability shoes in the past. It's not the most exciting and innovative on paper. They're not using the newest foam or the bounciest compound, but it does have a place in the lineup. Is this a sleeper banger or just a washed up big name shoe? There's only one way to find out. It's raining now, so I guess I'm gonna have to lace up here. Also, I realized, oh man, it's those cigarettes. I realized that I didn't do the QA check. All that nicotine's messing with my brain. 320 on the left side and 328 on the right side. Not bad, not great. It's a stability shoe. I don't even know. Let's lace it up. That's fire. Crab apple.
No.
You're a genius.
No. I want to put real rice on. Wait.
I saw that apple thing when I went inside to go change. It was cool, too cool not to show. But let's lace these guys up now. Oh, it is coming down. This is one of those misting types of rains. It does feel like the end of summer, finally, though. It's crazy, though, because I looked at my run from last year on the same date. I didn't even look at it. Just, Strava shows you your year run. And the temperature was pretty similar. It was about 60, something in the 60s with the high humidity. Yesterday, the humidity was 98%. And it was the same exact thing last year. So the humidity hangs on, but it has been so warm. It's been about 10 degrees warmer than is typical for this time of year. But cooler temps today is mild, mid-60s, super nice. Lacing these things up, though, this almost reminds me of the Brooks Ghost Max 3. Just a very normal feeling standard shoe, decent room. Yeah, nothing crazy on step-in, very supportive. This makes me wish I got it in a more subdued colorway to walk around in, because it is a very comfortable shoe, man. Absence of anything bothersome, for sure. Yeah, upper fits great, true to size here. Let's see, little squish test. Yeah, not too squishy, but it's also not a complete brick. This might be Goldilocks zone as well. It very much reminds me of the Ghost Max series of shoes. Let's do a walk test here. Wow, man, super comfortable. Yeah, I wish I got this in gray or tan or navy or white or something, because this is a shoe that I want to wear around. It is so comfortable, man. The perfect amount of cushion and padding underfoot. The geometry is smooth. It encourages forward motion, but it doesn't feel too aggressive or weird. Just absolute absence of anything bothersome. This is a completely flawless execution. Very much like that Ghost Max 3, man, where you get the perfect amount of padding, support, and comfort, everything you need, nothing you don't, and it doesn't feel too tight in the back. This is an issue I've had with stability shoes in the past, the 10 tiny elves, where it feels like there's these little guys holding my heel down, just gripping it so hard. I don't get that back here. It is a very comfortable heel counter. It's wide enough. It's not too supportive. Feels like the support is in the right place, which is down here in the midfoot and on the heel, just making sure we have that solid base. So very comfortable shoe, man. This is really good. This is much better than I thought. Let's see how it does for the run. So plan this morning, 8 miles, nice relaxed pace. This is just recovery run. This is a down week. I'm cutting the mileage, trying to get that zip back in my legs, trying to make sure that everything is in the right place as we head toward these next few workouts, which will be the last few workouts, and as we head toward travel again. I'm going on another business trip this Saturday, so that's going to be interesting. Anyway, let's get these miles in. Man, it's not over until it's over, man. I'm never out of the fight. I'm never out. I don't know if people really understand that, man. I could have a bad run. I could have 3 bad runs, 4 bad runs, 5 bad runs. If I say I'm still in the fight, I'm still in the fight. And I'm telling you right now, I'm in the fight. It's not over yet. It's not. Also, this is a banger, man. Oh gosh. 30 seconds in here. This is super comfy. I was not expecting this. So it's not the Nimbus. It feels lower to the ground. There's less of a rocker, but it's very smooth. And this foam is Goldilocks zone. This is really nice, man. You get the cushion underfoot. You get some ground feel and control in the front. It's not too stacked. Everything just feels dialed. And this foam has a weird amount of pep in it. Yeah, I really like this. Way more bounce than I thought. Yeah, this is super good, man. It just goes to show these standard shoes, they don't have to be boring. Yeah, early overreaction. This is a slept-on banger. This is a slept-on banger. This has got to be one of the most underrated shoes out. It's getting kind of stormy out here. It's very windy. And the birds are acting strange. Usually it means it's going to be a storm. Man, half a mile in here. This might be the best stability shoe I've tried. It's just everything you need, nothing you don't. And this foam compound is really nice. It's just the right amount of soft. And it really feels like a do-it-all shoe as well, because I know a lot of people get this shoe and they'll use it for everything. It has enough pep where I could pick up the pace. I mean, you're not gonna try to run a sub 2:45 marathon in this, but if my picking up the pace were 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and it has the comfort for relaxed jogging. Just great all around. And mile 1, 8:30 pace. Dude, this is so good. This is not even just good for a stability shoe. This is good for anything, man. And the bounce is incredible. This honestly feels as bouncy
as the Nova Blast. That's not an exaggeration. Yeah, this is really good. Smooth, comfortable, supportive, and bouncy. I can't believe I've just had this sitting in a box in my office for months. For months! Also, it's raining, of course, and Asics grip, tank-like. Excellent. Same grip here that's on the Mega Blast and the Super Blast. It's really good. When life gives you rainstorms, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain on them roads. I'll make it rain, make it rain, make it rain on them roads. Make it rain. Who is that? Fat Joe and Lil Wayne? Is T-Pain on that? I don't think so. I was hoping T-Pain would be the halftime show. Just something real millennial. T-Pain and what was the other one? I forgot. Oh, Black Eyed Peas. T-Pain and Black Eyed Peas. I was hoping that would be the halftime show, but I called it. I told Charles, I said, I bet it's gonna be someone Hispanic, Spanish speaking, because I know the NFL is trying to branch out and reach different colors. So shout out to different colors. That's not what I meant. Different countries. Shout out to Bad Money though. Putting in work. I still think T-Pain. And can you imagine? I'm in love with the mileage you on the Super Bowl halftime show. I'ma buy you a drink. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. 2040, Supwell will be in charge of the halftime show. Should be Boldy James and the Alchemist. Halfway through here, mile 4. I am just cruising in these things. So easy to run in, so enjoyable to run in. Doesn't feel like a stability shoe. It just feels like a great daily trainer. And I'm surprised at how not firm it is. I was really thinking this was gonna be a firm, borderline brickish shoe. It's not. It's a lot softer than the GT. So I guess the GT is more of the standard firm one. And with this, we get more of that soft bounce that I love. Just incredible, man. This is a top tier shoe, for sure. And not every shoe needs to have a crazy rocker and 45 plus millimeters of stack. And this just goes to show that, man. Just put a good foam in there with comfort and support. That's a daily training banger. Yeah, we're past mile 5 here. I was fully ready to do the thing today where I say, man, it's a good shoe, it's solid. I can see why people like it. Nothing wrong with it, but not for me. There's so many banger shoes. Of course, there's a place for this on the market, but it's not a high mileage training shoe. No, we are not singing that song today. This is a really good shoe for anybody. For anybody. It's just so pleasant and enjoyable to run in. It's bouncy. It's easy to turn over. Man, sometimes the simple shoes are the biggest bangers. This reminds me of the Brooks Hyperion 3. Just how impressed and surprised I am at one of these more standard shoes really delivering an excellent ride. Man, I enjoy this more as a daily trainer than some of the hype shoes. And the Super Blasts of the world, Evos, Vomero Plus, even the something like that I really like the Brooks Hyperion Max 3. Because this is just comfortable. And unlike the Clifton, it's got a lot of assistance to it. It has the fun modern tech, but it's also supportive. This is a banger hiding in plain sight, man. So good. I think as enthusiasts, we write off this type of a shoe. And I get it, right? It's like cars, for example. No one's gonna be that excited about buying a Toyota Highlander or a Honda Pilot. But those are some of the best shoes or best cars out there. They're great family cars. They're fuel efficient. They're sensible. They're practical, not particularly exciting. But this one is actually surprisingly exciting. It's like the Highlander with a twin turbo or something, because it has a really nice ride. Man, it's hard to know with these shoes because they all say the same thing in the marketing copy. Every shoe out there says it's cushioned, soft, and bouncy. There's just no way to know. Even the firmest shoes, they say they're soft and bouncy in the marketing. Yeah, such a pleasant surprise. This is making me want to try the new Nike Structure, because that's another one that I've slept on. And I actually liked the Structure 25, and the Structure 26 is used by a lot of the Nike elites too. So yeah, stability September, let's go. I've been feeling mentally unstable recently, so this is coming at a good time. This is a recovery week. I'm trying to be disciplined with the mileage, so I'm stopping exactly at 8 miles. I'm gonna walk the rest of the way back home in the rain. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Bang. Mile 8, 8:18. Do not go one more. Go the exact distance. I'm getting surgical with it. I'm getting precise with it. I'm getting extremely accurate with it this week. If it's an 8-mile recovery run, stopping at 8.00. I got that dog in me. A very accurate dog. I feel like a young Neil deGrasse Tyson. Just getting real scientific with it. Bonus, we get a walk test in the Kayano. This is a very comfortable shoe, man. This is so good. It's putting a smile on my face. This is how I felt last year too when I tried the Nimbus. What was it? They're on the 27 now? Yeah, when I tried the 26. Just so comfortable. It's cradling me in the back. Dude, so good, so good. This feels like what everybody wants from the Ghost Max, who thinks the Ghost Max isn't enough. And it has a lot of the same things that I love about the Ghost Max, man. These are the type of shoes that I just absolutely love. Just love. Cushion, comfortable, smooth. Some bounce to it. Nothing crazy, but it's just gonna get the job done, baby. Let's go. Bang sauce. This is bang sauce. And I know I'm late to the party because people really love these. I know a lot of people in real life who love them. I've just been sleeping on it. This is what I thought the Super Blast would be. I'm not actually kidding. This is what I thought the Super Blast would be. Soft and bouncy. Man, it's really coming down today. I don't know where I'm gonna do the breakdown because it's raining. Can you see that? It's hard to get rain on camera. Just trust me, it's wet and raining.
Let's go, man. Absorption miles right there. We're absorbing all that work, absorbing all that fitness. Our shoes are absorbing all that dirt and mud as well. It's kind of hilarious that I got them in this colorway. I don't even really like this colorway. I don't know what I was thinking. I think this was the brightest colorway at the time, and they hadn't released the Tokyo colorway, the white, gray, purple, and red. Those are my favorite colorways of the Asics shoes this year. Might even be the best line of colorways this year in general. But yeah, such a solid shoe, man. Hold on, let's get the specs right here. Good absorption run. I don't know why I said I felt strong. I felt normal to weak since it's a down day. Let's see. 8 miles. Oh, what the heck? I tried to go 8.00. It gave me 8.01. Dang. I was trying to be exact. 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 0 seconds. 8 mile or 8:22 pace. I think the heart rate was 127. Yeah, nice and relaxed there. How many feet of elevation? 351 feet of elevation. We just get elevation no matter what, man. If you look at some people's Stravas, it'll be like 80 miles a week, 100 miles a week with 500 feet of elevation gain. I get 4,000 to 5,000 feet every week. It is just bonkers. And one of the things I'm realizing is the more tired I am, the greater the effects of the hills are. It's not a linear relationship. So say your normal everyday pace is an 8 minute, and then you're tired, your pace drops to an 8:15, right? For what you have to think about is the hills. It's not like, okay, your pace also drops 50 seconds. For me, it's like if my normal everyday pace is an 8, on the hills, my pace drops to a 9:30. And I think that was one of the things with the workout yesterday too. My pace on the hills, it just dropped to 6 flat from a 5:45 versus if I'm on the flat, I can push to get a 5:40, but then the hills just take it out of me. So yeah, my legs and body just need some absorption time, but this is a great shoe for that. This has got to be one of those high mileage champ training shoes. Just, I know it's a legendary and iconic shoe. I just hadn't given it a look, and I'm glad I did because it has everything that I love. It fits great, the perfect amount of foam without being too aggressive or feeling too weird. Incredible stability, very easy to turn over. Just overall a no-nonsense shoe that has a lot of good qualities, man. This is a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 shoe, and is not just good for a stability shoe. This feels like one of the best daily trainers out there. Protect the camera today. We have the vintage hobby jogger hoodie or hobby jogger rain jacket. I'll put it up here. Bada boom, bada bang. The only issue is that I can't really see the monitor, but it's okay. Man, Gel-Kayano 32, who would have thought? It's also got very muddy today. We gotta clean off these products. Yeah, I was not expecting this, and I know so many people love this shoe, but it's just one of these shoes that, because it doesn't have a plate or a race foam or a crazy rocker or a crazy name like the Blastoid 5000, it's not gonna get any pop. But yeah, complete banger here, man. This is, hold on, let's see. Ah, there we go. Boom. Beautiful. Just kidding. It's not beautiful. This has got to be one of the blandest looking shoes, even in this colorway, which is the most exciting, brightest colorway I could find. Not a very exciting looking shoe, and that's the thing with this whole category. They don't look amazing. The Ghost Max 3 actually did look pretty clean, but they don't look amazing. It doesn't look special. It very much looks like a running shoe. This is the type of shoe where before you started running, you thought all shoes looked like this, especially if you're coming from a sneakerhead background. And I was thinking about this the other day because people always love saying I'm an Asics or Adidas hater, or I'm a Nike lover, or I'm a Nike hater, something about I either love or hate all the big brands. And I was thinking about, I used to buy shoes from all the big brands before I started running. I had tons of Adidas shoes and Nike shoes. I had Ultra Boost. I had Nike basketball shoes. I even had On shoes right when I started running. So I had shoes from all those main brands. But then I was thinking, man, I never had a Saucony shoe. It's starting to pick up again. I never bought a Saucony shoe or an Asics shoe before I started running. And they're brands that before I really got into this, I never thought I would really run them. They were just the lame, weird, nerdy brands, right? Ugh, Asics. This looks like a very nerdy shoe. This does not look like an exciting shoe. This very much looks like a dad shoe or a mom shoe. But I gotta say, one of the biggest surprises, probably the biggest surprise for me of the year, one of the best rides of a daily trainer, and it just has everything that I look for in an everyday shoe. So let's throw up the splits from this morning. 8 miles at a nice relaxed 8:30, 8:20 pace. I think it was an 8:22 average pace. The goal of today was a recovery run, absorb the hard work. I'm cutting the mileage this week. I haven't done a week below 100 miles in a while. I've been feeling the stress of the travel. I also got sick coming off the travel. And this is the annoying thing about getting sick, because one of the dangers of running high mileage and putting your body under a lot of stress is your immune system gets compromised. But I didn't get sick when I was doing my biggest peak training. I didn't get sick when I was running 140 miles a week. I got sick on one of my lowest mileage weeks because I went to this corporate event and everyone there got sick. So sometimes there's nothing we can do, even if we try to train our smartest. There's variables out of our control. But this week, I'm putting all that behind me. I'm trying to reset, take a lower mileage week, just focus on recovery, focus on absorption. I like to call it the absorption protocol because everything needs a protocol name. And what this protocol is we just cut the mileage and absorb the hard work. So 8 miles today, I would typically go 10 to 12 on a Monday. I'll probably get 4 in the afternoon, but I'm also going to cut the doubles this week because I typically double every day of the week, Monday to Friday. And this is the hard thing about balancing running in training. Running for me is a net positive because of the mental effects. Getting outside in the afternoon and using my lunch break to run an hour, which would translate to anywhere from 6 to 8 miles, right? That adds to my day. I don't do that to train necessarily. I don't do that just for running a fast marathon time. I do it because I enjoy it and is one of the things that helps me clear my mind. It helps me focus. It helps me be in a better mood. So a week like this week, it's always tougher for me when I cut the mileage and I know, okay, I only get to run in the afternoon twice this week or 3 times this week, and it's all in service of running the faster mileage or faster marathon time. But sometimes the training and the racing and the running are at odds. The running is what we do for an enjoyable life. The training is what we do because we like to be in a lot of pain. So absorption protocol today, nice relaxed 1 hour run. This is absolutely perfect for it. Man, the good qualities of it, super normal feel. You put it on, it just cradles you in comfort without feeling like it's excessively soft or too much foam. I actually thought the stack height was going to be in the right above the 40 millimeter range. high or low 40s. It's actually high 30s, so not too much stack. And it has this really gentle feel in the back, especially if you're landing on the heel. I think this is a heel striker type of shoe that a lot of people are gonna like. You can feel that gel unit. You can feel it gliding and pushing you along. So lower formulation than the Nimbus, but a lot of what I enjoyed about the Nimbus in terms of the smoothness, and it doesn't feel as squishy. So it still has that soft comfort and that supportive feel, but it's not sinking down as much. It's more of a flowing glide through. And then the toe off is also really nice. It's not a speedy shoe, but it does get you through the stride quickly. And I was feeling like if I did want to pick up the pace, if I wanted to do some strides, it would have it. It wasn't really locking me into any sort of a certain pace range, but it was just easy to turn over. Also grip in the wet weather, fantastic, man. It was just biting the ground. This Asics grip is one of the best compounds out there. Up there with the Puma grip, might even be number 2 now. It might be better than the light traction stuff. And of course it's gonna add to the weight of the shoe, but because you have so much of it, this should last forever. And I know these Kayanos are known for lasting a long time. And then upper fit perfectly, man. Great and true to size. I don't know why I'm holding it like it's a fish that I caught on a fishing trip. I also look like a fisherman with my thing on right now. It's like, what are those memes of guys catching their fishes? There's my catching a fish meme picture for the day. Anyway, yeah, upper fits great. No complaints about it. Good padding in the back. It's just a totally dialed shoe. It reminds me a lot of Ghost Max 3, Nimbus in a lower formulation, even the Structure 25, just these shoes that have everything you need, nothing you don't, and that are so pleasant to run in. Now, this category just gets buried because it's the Kayano 32 and it's billed as a stability shoe, but I've got to say, this compared to a lot of the stability shoes out there, if you didn't tell me this was a stability shoe, if somebody called this the Nimbus Lite or something like that, if you told me that's what this was, or maybe even the next generation Nimbus, if they told me, hey, the Nimbus, they're cutting the stack height, and the next generation, and they're gonna have a Nimbus Pro that has a high stack height, this is the new Nimbus, I would believe you. It very much feels like a neutral shoe. It doesn't feel too stable, and it just also doesn't feel like there's as much foam as even some of those stable neutral shoes that I had out there before, like the Super Blasts of the world and the Mag Maxes of the world, and even the Glycerins and the Bondis of the world. So totally dialed, so easy to run. And this is the type of shoe that anyone would enjoy running in. It is top tier, and the foam is really good. It's not like the Clifton where I enjoyed it, but it's not a shoe that I want to run in a lot. I could see myself pulling for this a lot. Now, am I going to do that? Probably not. I'll run it here and there just because I have to test so many things. But this is one of the most enjoyable shoes I've pulled for recently. I like it more than the Vomero Plus. It feels very similar to the Magnify Nitro to me in terms of the smoothness, the comfort, and the geometry here. Because it's an 8mm drop versus a 10, this might even be better in terms of the underfoot roll and everything versus the Magnify. So top tier shoe, man. This is in that A tier for me for sure. Let's close it out with those 3 questions we always ask and answer in these first round reviews. First, how does this compare to its intended purpose? This is designed to be a normal everyday running shoe, also designed to be a do-it-all shoe for someone who only wants one piece of equipment in their rotation. And for me, this absolutely nails it. It felt really nice. There's no weirdness to it. Disappears on foot. It has everything that a classic daily trainer should have. It has comfort. It has some pep. It has the modern foam with a more traditional feel to it. The upper is great. The midsole is great. The outsole is great. Just perfect execution of what it is trying to do. Question number 2. How does it compare to the other shoes in the category? Now, this is where you're going to start to see some trade-offs. Because this is designed to be that well-rounded shoe, it's not going to be the absolute fastest. It's also not going to be the absolute most stacked. How would this stand up for a 20-mile long run? Probably pretty good, actually, but I'm guessing it's not as great for being out there from mile 17 to mile 18 as the Mag Max. And I'm not going to test it on a 20-mile long run anytime soon, and who knows if I ever will, because most of my long runs are workouts, or I just test the more exciting shoes because that's what people are interested in on the long runs. But I'm guessing that's where this is going to have some of those demerits. And then, of course, because it doesn't have the race foam or the plate, it's not designed to be a workout shoe. So all of these do-it-all shoes have trade-offs in some areas. For something like the Mega Blast, the trade-off is that feels speedier. It's almost the opposite of this, right? Where that's super lightweight, speedy, on the firmer side, and doesn't feel as good for relaxed miles. This is more cushioned, comfortable, feels very relaxed. It's not going to be as good for the speedier stuff, and potentially not as good for the long runs. Although I do know people run marathons in this, and this is the first marathon shoe for a lot of people. And being out here for an hour, I would typically go 90 minutes to 2 hours for a morning run, but being out here for an hour didn't feel bad at all. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, if you're looking for this type of shoe, I think you really will enjoy it. I'm having a hard time finding something wrong with it. And it's on the heavier side, 320 grams or 330 grams, but it didn't feel like a particularly heavy shoe, especially after running the Vomero Premium so much. That is just a lot of shoe on foot. This did not feel like a lot of shoe, and it's very well balanced, right? You have padding in the upper, you have the thick outsole here, you have a good higher density foam that provides the support and the robust feel. So it's a very well balanced shoe. It doesn't feel bottom heavy, it doesn't feel clunky or anything. It just overall feels like it's put together well, which brings me to question number 3, the price and how this compares to everything else on the market. So I think this is 100 and I actually don't know, 165, 170. Let me look it up real quick. I bought this so long ago. Yeah, 165. That feels fair to me. Same price as the Nimbus. That's actually cheaper than the Bandai, and compared to everything else on the market, of course, this is not a race shoe. This is not a super exciting new shoe, but I just think every runner needs one of these in their rotation. Whether you're running 10 miles a week or even 10 minutes a week, or you're running 100 miles a week and doing marathons, everybody needs a comfortable, normal, reliable shoe that doesn't have crazy technology, that doesn't make your foot land in a certain way. This feels very natural to run in, very easy to run in, very comfortable. This is, man, I think this is a 10 out of 10 shoe, one of the best shoes I've tried in terms of its intended purpose, and then also delivering more. So yeah, very pleasantly surprised by this. I think this is the type of shoe where if you don't know what kind of shoe to get and you're a first time buyer or even an experienced buyer and just looking for something different, absolute banger. I know a lot of people like shoes like this for coming back from injury as well, because they're just easy to run in and they provide that support. Just so good, man. And I know we all get excited about the Evos and the Mega Blasts of the world, and those shoes are awesome, but just having something like this is all you need a lot of the time. And for a run like today, am I going to pull the Mega Blast for a recovery run when I'm on a down week trying to absorb the hard work? No, so it is good to switch it up and not run in those shoes all the time. The other thing is, I know there's some people who don't like the feeling of the tall max stack shoes. It's ironic because I know Meredith is that way from the Supball team, and she's actually saying the Vomero Premium is one of the best max cushion shoes she likes, as somebody who typically doesn't get along with the super tall shoes. And I know Barrett from the Supball team is that way as well. He doesn't like a lot of the big, heavier, taller max cushion shoes. I do, but I think if you don't like the feeling of a lot of foam underfoot, I actually recommend the Puma Magnify to somebody recently, Devontae on the Supwell app, who was asking about that. This is another one where, yeah, it's on the heavier side, but it doesn't feel too big or bulky because the stack height is in the right place. And then you get the bounce and the protection of the foam as well. So if you're not a huge fan of max cushion shoes, but you want something very supportive and comfortable, I would give this one a shot. So yeah, Asics Gel-Kayano 32. This is an A+. This is an A+. I know this is only an 8-mile run, first run review, but I feel confident saying that because these things are tanks. They're loved by people. Everyone has been asking me to, not everyone, but a lot of people have asked me to review this for a while. I've had it sitting in a box for 2 months, and I just hadn't taken it out. But yeah, this is going to be in my rotation for sure. Just a very easy to run in shoe. It doesn't feel too much like a stability shoe. Just no nonsense with the fun. Banger, A+. So that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Jogging in my Kayanos in the rain. Made it through the pain. Gotta absorb the work to make gains. Put me in the Sicko Hall of Fame. if your miles are low. It's a dang shame. Rain, don't go away. This is actually kind of nice. This is a nice switch up, man. It's been 80, 65 and raining. Not bad. I'm not going to complain about this. This is nice. This is nice.